Hello world, my name is Max Stein and I love video games.
I'm the Megabuck. I really love video games.
My name is Raph, and I also love video games.
And welcome to the Game Treasure Podcast, where we discuss treasured video games of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Warning, the Game Treasure Podcast is not for children or anyone with a brain for that matter. Hello, dear listener or viewer. We have an excellent show for you today. It's another Zeitgeist game day. You know, every once in a while, we've got some games that lots of people are talking about, and we're like, we can play these. We have access to these because they're free and or cheap. And so we have the WoW/Night Rain baby that is Lort, you may have heard of if you're a true gamer, and B, the multi-platform double/AAA feeling first-person shooter that's very
a lot of
interesting.
It's a lot of things.
In Highguard. Yeah, you've probably seen it on the internet. Anyhow, before we get into that, let's go ahead and start our episode off, as we always should, by having RetroGameTreasure.com and the Megabuck take us back in time with this week's Retro Zone game. Buck, please hit me.
Let's go back in time. Retro Zone.
What do you have for us today, sir?
We're going back to the PS1 today.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
From Eidetic.
Wait. Okay, go on.
That's the developer. That's the developer.
Idtech?
No?
No?
Maybe? Eidetic? Look, okay. They made Busby 3D, okay? That was the first game that they made, okay?
Right,
It was Busby 3D. But they very much so redeemed themselves in 1999 with the PS1 classic Siphon Filter.
Oh,
Dude,
baby. I was just talking about this
one.
thing the other
Fuck
day.
yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God.
funny.
I hope there is someone listening to this right now that does not know what this game is.
You know,
we're gonna talk about it right now.
I have
Yes,
a memory burned in my brain from retro from like 6 years ago where somebody got one of our boxes and they unboxed it on YouTube. And back then I was obsessed with watching those because I wanted people to like us and wanted to understand that our settings were working and everything else. And some guy was like, I got some game, looks like a shooter Siphon Filter. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Holy schmoly.
Phonetics and shit.
No.
This game was published by 989 Studios, aka that's just Sony in the US. That's
Right,
like
yes,
literally just
right,
Sony.
yeah.
Okay.
Because they also published the Twisted Metal games. Hi Jeff. Blasto, Jet Moto, all those kinds of things, right?
Yes.
So if you haven't played Siphon Filter, this was Mom, can I have Metal Gear? No, we have Metal Gear at home.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
it's pretty much true, including the
It is.
scrolling menu thing on the side.
Oh, it's
So
exactly that. Yeah.
the story goes, though, that one of the main developers saw the tech demo at E3 in 1997 for Metal Gear, and that was kind of the direction they were going with this game. And he went, "Oh fuck, we can't do that." So they pivoted, and they basically these guys created Sam Fisher. These guys created that genre. This is the stealth
Splinter Cell,
action
for sure,
puzzle
yeah.
solving spy
Let
genre.
Buck cook. Let Buck. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
So they pivoted and said, you know what? We really liked GoldenEye. We really liked the N64 GoldenEye, Rare's GoldenEye. That was really great. What if we found a way to, what if we made the shooter for the PS1, right? And keep in mind too, this was like before everybody had analog controllers. This is analog stick compatible, but it's before everybody had those, so they had to kind of also make it work with the D-pad.
Of course.
Also
okay.
too, right? So camera was important. Being able to control the character. So basically, you're in a third-person view for most of this game, but you could switch to a first-person on the fly.
Oh, I
Because
didn't
when
know
you're in
that.
third person, you lock onto a character, and you can like fire a machine gun while running easily because you've locked onto them almost like a turret. But then
Yes.
you can jump, you can like duck behind a cabinet or a counter and then switch to first person and then lock in on their head, to which it then tells you you're going to get a headshot. Like you didn't know that already because you're aiming straight at their head. It has like, it's one of the first games really that had what they called a danger meter, which was kind of like the Metal Gear equivalent of like, you've been spotted, you're about to be spotted. Oh, you've been spotted now.
Yes.
And going from stealth to action. Again, this is before, the Sam Fisher games existed.
Any of the Tom Clancy games, I
And,
believe,
like,
right? Yeah.
Any of the ones that were in this spy kind of genre for
Right.
sure.
That weren't just a bunch of war guys. Yeah.
Right. So
I'll
the
never forget
Splinter,
the
Splinter Cell,
taser.
right? Yes, the air taser.
of this
Yes.
fucking game, dude. It was like you could taser someone from a distance. I guess I don't know if there's a name for the taser that shoots or whatever.
I think it's
but
called an air taser in this.
And if you tase someone for long enough, they would straight up catch on fire and die, if I'm not mistaken. Like, golly. I can't count the number of hours I spent just popping this game in, and in the first level, just tasering every guy till he caught on fire. This came out in 1999, so I was 9 years old, and I was just like, taser this guy, taser that guy. This game's amazing.
Wow.
But in case you care, the story that's in the opening monologue is the siphon filter is a bioweapon. So we're trying to hunt down a bioweapon. You and your partner, the chick that's your partner, they made a bunch of these. They made a couple more, by the way. And the original trilogy they're all bangers. They're all really great. Do they come across a little dated if you play them now? Sure, of course they do. But I mean, all in all, to play this on the PS1, it's fun. It's got the fun factor.
Yeah, they went the polar opposite of Metal Gear. Instead of a mechanical, they just went bioweapon. Classic American fiction, war fiction.
Yes. Before you had Sam, and if you call Solid Snake and he doesn't answer, you call Gabe Logan.
Gabe
That's his
Logan.
name. Damn.
Wow.
Logan. Sorry you didn't take off. You're not in the roster of PS1 heroes, Gabe Logan.
Certainly
But
not in Smash Brothers.
Certainly remember using you to tase computer characters to death
Who da?
in a video game.
In flames.
Nice. That kicks ass. Siphon Filter. It's just an action third-person shooter, right?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, yes.
Preference-wise?
It definitely has those cool spy, preference-wise, yes.
Yeah, because about to say the espionage is light. If anything, it's certainly not like a stealth game. I wouldn't say.
You
right?
can definitely.
yeah.
Well, this is one of those early games that was like, how do you want to play it? Before Hitman and those, you could sneak around and headshot the crap out of people with silenced weapons, get away with it.
That's
for
what I
sure.
was going to say. This reminds me more of is Hitman, honestly. Yeah.
You know what?
Before Hitman.
Yeah, right.
I was just too young to realize that was an option. I was too
Right.
stupid, and I was just like, I want to fucking kill everybody. Yeah, and I suck at the game. All right, that's perfect. That is fantastic. So go now to www.retrogametreasure.com. Let Buck know that you have a PlayStation 1 and you like third-person action stealth shooter games, and you too might get your hands on a copy of Siphon Filter for the PlayStation 1, a very good game. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to talk about 2 multiplayer games that are actually pretty interesting. See you on the other side, dear listener. All right, we are back, and it is time to talk about 2 games that we were hearing about so much from Steam and the internet and YouTubers making videos that we were like, we should try these games. So I want to first talk about the smaller of the 2 products, which is developed and published by Big Distraction Lort. January 21st, 2026, this game came out. I am 98% sure that is a ripoff of Lord of the Rings.
I mean, that makes sense.
The whole game is
Lord,
pretty.
yeah.
This whole game is pretty Munchkin. If you've ever played that card game and its sense of humor,
Right
Yeah.
down to the handguns. Yep.
Yeah.
hugely referential to basically all nerdy stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and also like incredibly crass or whatever. But yeah, it's a 1 to 8 player action roguelike game that's a
1
third person.
to 8
Yeah,
players.
Yes.
that's insane. We'll get into it. Yeah,
I was gonna say not to skip ahead, but that is my favorite part about it.
Oh, fuck
right.
yes.
Yeah.
I guess we can just talk about it now. We did a Raf's Sunday Scary where we got 7 people, I think, together
Yes.
to play it. Like we had to
insanity.
get 2 friend groups to merge in order to get this to happen, basically.
It was madness, like just absolute chaos. I loved it.
I can't think of another, like the last time I played a game with that many people on my team that I knew. I mean, I guess in Call of Duty matches, I'm sure I played with however many people are in there, but it was cool. It was a really cool experience, and I was like, well, at the very least, there's this. You could just like, wow, look at everyone in a Discord just screaming over each other, and no one is cooperating in any capacity at all. This is
absolute
great.
chaos.
But the gameplay itself, it's like it's a third-person action game. Honestly, it's a lot like Night Rain. As I mentioned earlier, you have a big map that you spawn on, and then all throughout it are a bunch of like NPC enemies, and then there are like camps that have stronger or more NPC enemies at them, and then once you are done defeating those guys, you reap rewards in the form of stat boosts and items. And since it's a roguelike, of course, relics every time you level up and shit like this. But the combat does have a rhythm that's a lot more like an MMO, wouldn't you say?
It's more like World of Warcraft.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot like World of Warcraft.
Can you expound on that at all as far as like the abilities and shit like this? Because you played, honestly, I think a couple more hours than I have.
Well, it's just kind of like how when you're playing
Different
any
characters and
MMO,
shit.
some of your items, some of your abilities, most of your abilities have like global cooldowns versus their own cooldowns, right? Like any traditional kind of MMO. And so it was a mixture of that. But I really felt like I felt like it was like old school World of Warcraft and like Risk of Rain 2.
Risk of Rain 2 is what I was getting. Yeah, for sure.
You know, minus a ton of the goofy stuff, but there's lots of those modifiers and the different weapons, and the way that the gameplay loop works is like exactly like Risk of Rain 2.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The modifier system itself, that's like pretty much directly from it. How you stack on these upgrades that are permanent for the rest of the run, and they will make your character much stronger as you go along. Yeah.
Buck, are there only 2 missions right now in the game? Am I bugging, or did I just not play enough? There's more,
we
right?
got to the third. I got to the 3rd boss, and he killed us. And I have a buddy that got to the 4th boss, so they have at least that many. I mean, it's still pretty early, even though it like is out already.
Yeah,
but
I mean, it's early access.
Like it has 3 playable characters, and they already showed that they're doing a 4th. So the 3 characters are like the knight, like the melee type guy, the ranger type, and then the magician that looks just like Orko from He-Man.
And, oh my gosh, he looks like Orko with sneakers, like streetwear on or whatever.
Rollerblade.
But yeah, they each have an ability, kind of like a hero shooter. But the rate at which it spawns, it feels more like a cooldown on a WoW, like Buck was saying. But
this is all Risk of Rain 2 mechanics.
Exactly. Yeah.
And the way you strafe with the regular attacking combat feels like an MMO. It's cool to not have to invest all the time that you would have to in an MMO to get that experience.
Yes.
You know, I'm sorry, it's the same way that we talked about Night Rain, and how Night Rain is the Elden Ring experience condensed into 45 minutes.
Yeah,
this
truncated.
is the bite-size World of Warcraft, straight up.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. And I learned that I can never play MMOs with mouse and keyboard again, because we played for 2 hours one night, and fuck, did my wrists hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it'll do it.
My God. So much clicking, and you know what I mean? Like you're constantly...
Sorry for being here and there, listener, but going back to the way the missions, I only got access to 2 of the missions when I was playing, and it's like there's one that's your mission is to raid a certain number of camps and before like a timer runs out, and then another one is to like kill 2 big mob bosses that are spawned somewhere on the map that you have to use your compass to find.
Right.
And then once you complete those missions, a boss monster spawns, and then you go and fight him, and then collect like some like absurd Munchkin style object, like the tofu of infinite wisdom or something. You know what I mean? It's like some goofy ass shit.
The proto-tato
and then you have to do
is my favorite. Yeah.
Like an escape. So that's why these guys are saying it's like Risk of Rain, because at the very end you do have to like bolt back to this minivan that has a what's the fish wrap?
Lawrence Fishbird.
Lawrence, it's a half fish,
half bird. Yeah,
and it carries you in a way in a van. And I was like this game is
Fortnite
silly.
Yeah,
very goofy, very goofy.
Yeah, like I think you already said it. There's a gun, in the game.
Yes.
Everyone can you just pick a gun.
Well,
or
that's a
whatever.
Munchkin thing. A Munchkin was like very high fantasy, but then there was like a handgun.
Stupid silliness like
there
this.
is nothing better than like being out with your friends in this game, and then all of a sudden you just hear blah, 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 and everybody just firing guns off at the same time.
Everybody's using swords and bow and arrow, fireballs, and somebody just has a
a
Glock.
straight Glock. Yeah.
While you're dead, you're spectating your friends, and then you jump to a spectation, and it's just an archer with a little a 9mm like blah blah blah. But I like that the characters start with different. They all have like passive abilities as well.
Yeah.
But they start with different stats. But just like in roguelike games where you kind of have to deal with the hand that you are given, because as you start somewhere and then you begin, and it's just like, well, I can't waste any time. I need to fight a camp. And then the thing that this camp might reward you with is not necessarily the thing that your character starts being good with.
Yeah.
Like, for example, you're the knight. You start with a weapon that scales with your strength. But say the first camp you run across gives you magic or agility up. Well, the next time you get a treasure chest that has a weapon in it that uses your magic or agility, you can use that to your benefit and say, well, fuck it. I just raided a camp that gave me that. So since I have 2 weapon slots, I'm going to bring a staff as well. And the staff is a ranged weapon. So fuck it. I'm done double dude. This is good. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. There's some cool gameplay mechanics in there as far as the mixing of the characters. And
It's a really simple game and a really simple premise, which makes for very addictive gameplay in today's day and age. It might not be your main or your go-to game, but you can certainly pick it up and have fun, especially if there's like, there's 5 of us on. What do we play?
Right.
Which happens all the time.
Happens
Good
weirdly often enough. Yeah.
Right.
The game's less than $15. So it was, I will say, it was overwhelmingly positively reviewed when we first started like eyeing this bad boy. And just within recently, it's dropped down to mostly positive review.
Yeah.
Like I said, for $15 and for the problem that Buck just displayed before you, you should get it alone. But the 4th character is a frog of some sort, a frog man.
Cool. I'm curious.
He looks cool. Yeah.
Watch out.
Oh, Matt, you played with the melee class more so than either of us. Did you find, because I when I played it, I found the melee character to be kind of underwhelming a little bit compared to like the range guys.
The melee character has an interaction with his 2 abilities. If you do his ability that's like a taunt, essentially, that like weakens your opponent, like gives them some sort of like debuff state.
I see.
If you use that and then use his ability where you charge up to release and then like dash in a straight line as far, like based on how far you charged, you know what I mean?
Right.
If you do those 2 mobs, it will stun them. It'll stun lock them for like 30 seconds where they get all dizzy or whatever. And if you don't do that as the warrior, then you will feel underwhelming because you're not. It's just like an MMO where if your class has a specific thing where it's just like no. In Final Fantasy 14, the monk has to go. This attack has to be done from the behind, and then like. And so
I'm stacking Sunder armor.
Yeah. It's proc for fire, but so that also implies that in the boss fight in which there's big guys and then chaff.
Yeah.
If you are the warrior, you need to understand that your role might need to be to switch over to killing the chaff because you have a power that stuns them.
Right.
Makes sense.
So if you don't understand that, then you're just going to be like, man, I can only hit people from close up and you know what I mean? It's just like, this sucks.
That's when it goes from just being like frantic 6-8 player to like, okay, there's a little bit of strategy if we want to actually progress through the days.
It's the same thing with like the archer, for example. He can shoot from a distance and do a ton of damage, but he can only shoot 1 arrow at a time.
Yeah.
Whereas the mage can do distance attacks that do AoE.
That's
so
crowd
it's
control.
like, here's another decision. Exactly. Like when chaff arrives, what happens? Well, I think the mage needs to peel off and deal with the chaff while the archer just focuses his single arrow shots on the boss continually.
Mm-hmm.
If the archer needs to, he has a power where he launches a giant fucking log across the screen.
My favorite. Yeah.
Where you can do a bunch of damage to people in a line, but again, not his forte.
The first like 4 times that happened, I'm like, what the hell's throwing a log at us? Because I hadn't played as the ranger.
Yeah, right.
Me, motherfucker.
That was awesome.
Blah.
That's great.
But yeah, I don't know. That's all I really have to say about Laura. It's a pretty decent game. If you have Steam, you have that 5
it's
problem.
Cheap. Worth the $14, $11 or whatever. I don't know how
Paid
much it is.
$10, $15 for
Same,
dumber
yeah.
shit.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I think they could throw some cosmetic shit in there and probably make some money off that too if they make it cheap enough.
Of course they did.
All right, let's go ahead and talk about our next game, which is a little bit more, I don't know, interesting zeitgeist wise because I think it's a little bit divisive.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about Highguard, developed and published by Wildlight Entertainment. So
Wait.
this is their first game. The studio is...
It's not. Do you know who Wildlight Entertainment actually is?
It's comprised of a bunch of former Respawn employees.
There it is.
Which is why everyone is being like, this game's just like Apex Legends. And it's like, well, because it's made by the Apex Legends guys.
Why are all the guns just like Apex Legends guns?
See, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can summarize my experience with this game with 3 words.
Okay.
Barrier to entry.
Yeah.
It's very, I mean, if you haven't seen clips of it online, it certainly is not a straightforward team-based shooter.
Right.
It's a battle royale at times. It's a hero shooter all the time. It's like Counter-Strike within the last phases of the game. It's like Team Fortress 2 in the middle.
Yeah.
It's part hero shooter, part looter shooter, part base defense, all cop.
He's not.
It doesn't. No.
I wish he was joking, but that's actually pretty accurate. Yeah.
It just doesn't know what it wants to be, I think, you know?
There's a tutorial that you go through that teaches you how to do the controls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then there is a video that you are offered to watch. It says, like, do you want to watch this advanced tutorial video or do you want to just jump straight in? Listener, viewer, if you haven't played this game yet and you're like, oh, maybe I ought to give it a shot, watch the fucking video.
Yeah.
Because holy shit.
It's been a while since I played a game. I mean, look, I watched one of those videos first because it got me interested in wanting to try this game because it's trying to be so many genres at once. And I don't think it's a good thing.
I mean, we'll get into that in a moment. The tutorial video, just so you know, it's similar to if I went into a garage and picked up every tool and said, this is a hacksaw. This is a hammer.
Oh, shit.
This is a nail versus actually explaining to you how to make a fucking table. You know what I mean? Like, I can't just give you all the ingredients. Like, I have to tell you how to fucking make the game.
Right.
Dude, I've
never seen any of these before.
I skipped it and I regretted it because I spent so much time just straight up dying and not knowing what I was doing. Like, the tutorial does not teach you any of this.
Yeah. I'm going to do a truncated version of this video real quick to explain to you, listener. So this is how the game each game goes because it's not round based. It's just one game that you do. So the game starts. You pick a character. There are many of them.
Yeah.
They all have a passive power and an active power. Or maybe even, is it 2 active powers? And they have an ultimate power.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's an active
they have they're grouped into different classes, but there's like 2 people that are just like have their own class. So it's just like good luck coordinating with people in that sort of aspect.
What's your class? Barista.
And then working class. So the game starts, you pick a character, then you pick a home base.
Yeah.
So
like the layouts are different, right?
Literally
okay,
to cut ahead later, you're going to have a home base that might get invaded and you're going to have to defend it.
Part of the gameplay loop.
So you are incentivized to pick a base that what's the word? Synergizes with the team comp that you have.
Yeah.
So get ready to memorize how those work.
It's an esport now.
And then the game starts and you're in the pre-game round where you go around.
It's like phase 1, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
right, yeah.
It's what's it called in Magic where you untap all your
Upkeep.
upkeep. You're in
Yeah,
upkeep phase right now. You go around your base and use consumables to fortify walls in your base.
If you want
because this game, I mean, that's the only thing you can do in this moment, really.
True.
It's because, just so you know, something like Red Faction, you can just blow up walls in the
Right.
base to do with like rocket launchers and people's
Right.
special powers and shit like this.
Reminds me of the finals.
This phase is
Sure.
not very long at all. It's like maybe 30 seconds or like a minute or something like this.
Right.
Then you go into the kit up phase where you and your team go out into this map that you're in, which there are a couple different maps, like a couple different layouts to these large maps, which are littered with like, let's call them dungeons. You can straight up open the map and it'll show you like, okay, here's a dungeon. It's got rare
little
spawns
strongholds and stuff,
and
right?
yes, and this.
Yeah.
And
This is
in
the litter.
this,
Sorry.
no, I was gonna say in this moment, you are notified where the thing that unlocks the next phase is going.
Well, that hasn't
to
happened
spawn.
yet because you're like
Yeah.
you're like in the looter shooter phase.
You're in the
Right.
looter
upgrading
shooter
yourself
phase.
and running around the map, and you may not have ran into the other team yet. It might just be you and your team together.
It's
Yeah.
quite big to where, yes, there are moments where you're just like, you don't run into people at this phase.
Sometimes
you're
you do,
you're
but-
going around picking up armor like Apex Legends. You're
Right.
picking instead of picking
Upgraded weapons.
up mods, you just pick up upgraded like color-based upgraded weapons, which
Right.
was nice. I was like, okay, don't make me, this is too not that
Yeah.
complicated.
It uses all
I
the gaming
forgot to
nomenclature.
mention that
Yeah.
during the pregame phase, you can counter strikes to style change the starting loadout that you have.
Yeah.
Right.
And so anyways, so once you've gotten a bunch of armor and weapons and shit from random treasure chests through which you're riding a mount to go to all
I
these
have a
different
panther.
places.
I ride
Yes.
a Black Panther.
Kind
dude.
of cool.
Yeah, that was
yes.
kind of cool.
You're
And there's different
notified.
skins like for the Panthers. And
Yeah.
oh
I
yeah,
didn't
that's
even
cool.
know.
Okay, there's a
You look like a
bear
big
and a
bear,
hippogriff. That
yeah.
was neat. That was
It was
really
pretty-
neat.
it was-
They're
it
already
was kinda
selling
cool.
skins for those. That was
Very
smart.
cool. Yeah.
God, you have two weapons and an assist weapon, by the way. I'm not even going to get into this. Anyhow, so after the kit up phase is basically climaxed by you are notified by the game that like this thing is spawning. It's a big
giant sword. Yeah.
Mm.
I can't remember what it's called, like the barrier breaker.
Shield
it's got
breaker or some shit.
The
Yeah,
shield
yeah.
breaker,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Anyhow,
Sword of Omens. Give me sight beyond sight.
you can
Thank
need
you.
sight beyond
Thank
sight, Thundercat's hoe.
Thunder,
the,
thunder. Yeah.
Snarf.
It's an item that takes down the general shield of your opponent's base so that you can actually go into
It's like a key.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
and you fight over it because it does kind of like Hunt, where it says like there he is, there's the guy with the key. Like you can't
Yes.
sneak around with it. You're like a giant blob on the radar.
Yeah.
Precisely. So then your objective once someone gets the key, the next phase is the intercept phase, which is get the motherfucker with the key
Yeah.
and try to get it to the other person's base where there are like specific places to place it.
Yeah.
All around their base. Once you place it, a giant fucking tank thing
Like
spawns,
a
which was
battering
pretty
ram,
cool.
giant battering
Yeah.
ram. You can like
Um,
hide under it and shit.
Yeah, it straight up pushes you
It's
out of the
huge.
way if you
Yeah.
get in its way. It just,
Yeah.
But anyhow, it also, by the way, has the head of a giant panther,
Mhm.
Thundercats, and it it slams into their base, cracks a hole in the shield, and then the objective. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's another period of time where the defending team has like 30 seconds or so to fortify their base.
Yeah.
Because
That's
at the
true.
beginning, you don't have a lot of the items that you need to fortify it
Yes.
until you've gone to loot and do other things. And so
Yes.
that's your like quick period of time where you're like, okay, this is our weak spot. Let's fortify these walls. This is that. Because the enemy cannot open doors when they invade your base. Like if there's a door, they have to blow it
They
open
bust
or
it
blow a
open.
wall open to
Yeah.
get in. So it's your chance to fortify and hold them off, which becomes important in a minute.
Yeah, the reinforcing just makes it have more health,
Right.
basically.
Yeah. Takes more to destroy it.
But after the interception phase, the raid phase, the objective is
Phase 3.
you're playing Counter-Strike now.
Kinda, pretty much, yeah.
There are
The terrorists
two
had the bomb. Counter terrorists must stop.
Yes, it
Counter
is.
terrorists must stop them. Yeah.
It is.
There's 2 denoted bomb places
Like
on everyone's
shield
base.
generators or something.
Yeah.
Literally, you go there and everyone has the bomb on them. It's not one person.
It's not Cats. Cats doesn't have to set us up the bomb.
No, you go and hold whatever button it is for your respective controller there for 10 seconds or 5 seconds or whatever, and you place it, and then you have to defend it because the counter terrorist can defuse it.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
You can either take down 2 of those aforementioned generators, or every base also has a centralized mega generator that is usually in a highly exposed area that's easy to defend because it's in order to take, you have to basically stand out in the middle of the open.
Now it's like Battlefield 2142 with that Titan mode.
Oh,
right? That's what it made me think of. It really gave me those.
It
really gave me those vibes.
But okay, so if you can hold off the raid, you basically get a second build phase, another explore phase, and then you get another.
The attackers have a set amount of respawns once you get to this phase 3, the siege phase.
There we go.
Okay.
So if the attackers get killed too many times.
So I didn't want to interrupt you, but I didn't mention that you have unlimited respawns in this game.
Normally.
Go ahead.
But so when you're doing the siege phase and you blow up one of their generators, you'll see that team loses health. Both teams start with 100 health. It's like their base's health. And when you bust their shield down, you take off a chunk. And if you blow up one of their generators, you take up a chunk. But when the team is invading and attacking you, they now don't have unlimited respawns. If they die X amount of times, then that siege phase ends. And like Mac just said, you basically go back to phase 1 and you replay the gameplay loop in the same match. But the team that got sieged, their base is now the base is almost gone. And they have to now, if they can't get the sword and, do the offensive to you, it can snowball from there. But the cool thing is since it resets at that point, it doesn't snowball as bad as a shooter game where you're playing like King of the Hill and one team just has control of the hill and you can't take it back for them, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But how many genres of game did you like?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how long did anyone time him on that explanation and see how many times the phase changed? Yeah, it's this game is a lot.
I said it in the pre-pro, but it's just I think a lot of our opinions is gonna be this is a little bit much. I already said it. Barrier to entry. I listen. There's a 3v3 mode and a 5v5 mode. The 3v3 mode I played first because I was smaller, less chaotic maybe, and I lost that round, and I was just that didn't feel very good. But I learned a little bit, went into the 5v5 mode, ended up winning, and had a much better. I left that match going, okay, well this game it's good, it's fun. Maybe if you had 5 friends that you wanted to play a game with, I could see where. If you had a Discord server where all of you could be communicating about exactly what's going on at the same time.
Sure.
And correctly switching from gameplay to gameplay. All right, guys, it's Counter-Strike time. Everybody get into the fucking lanes so that we can snipe down because we're on this. Then it would be fun. But playing this game on console with random people like this is going to be fucking Rocket League. I don't know if you're going to have that experience.
Yeah, it's some of our favorite board games. We play board games every Sunday and have for over a decade and a half with the same crew. And some of the board games that we play, some of our favorites are ones that merge multiple genres. We just played one the last 2 weeks called Estate. And it's an interesting game because it has a little bit of a bunch of genres. There's a little drafting at the beginning. It's an engine builder where you have, you're building cards inside your own little estate to get more powerful, but you have dudes on the map. You have little meeples you're doing. So it has a bunch of those in a board game fashion with people I play with every week. That's fun. To play that with a bunch of randos on the internet, it's out of 6 components, if you get 2 of the components wrong and the other team doesn't, you lost based on that. Forget gunplay.
Right.
Forget.
I think
exact.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was going to say it's the exact opposite of Night Rain. A game that can be played without any speaking at all. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no, Night Rain is minimalist. This is not. This is maximalist. It's everything everywhere all at once. And I think that the the fact that you barely get to spend any time in each game mode makes it so that each game mode is actually not that fun.
Is that what it is? Like
You
I can
spend
see
about
playing
a
this with
minute,
people and
you know?
learning the game. Like it's kind of like people that really love MOBAs, like really love Dota and League of Legends.
Yeah.
They've learned the meta of the characters and the way they interact and the order that you attack the different jungle mobs in and all those things that makes the game what it is.
Yeah.
Piggybacking off the idea of it being MOBA-esque, I didn't even mention that there's currency on the board.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you have to
that's
do a
right.
mini
Yeah,
game to
fucking hell,
break.
Go
that's
and
right.
You have to
melee attack it by rhythmically pressing
You have
the
to
R3
do it at the
button
right
Oh, you fucked up.
time
Start
in
over.
order to get money so that you can go back to your home base like Counter-Strike and buy more guns in
You don't
case
have
you
to go
aren't
to your home
finding
base. They put a little shopkeep.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
they're
shop.
there
all over
every
the place.
day.
Yeah. Every little dungeon, quote unquote, has a shop.
But it was true. It was like, oh my gosh, they just crammed a little Minecraft in here too. Like,
Right.
dear Lord.
Okay, things I like about the game.
Okay.
I like that it has the regenerating health bar system.
That is good.
I feel like that's a must in
Mhm.
every first-person shooter for me
Yes.
because it decreases the frustration with the idea that you get caught off guard sometimes.
Yeah.
If you can get safe, you're fine.
Yeah.
I just remembered a mechanic we forgot.
What?
When you die, you drop an orb.
Oh yeah. That's
And if,
Oh, yeah.
and if you kill a bad guy and you destroy their orb, you recharge your shields. And if your orb is there and your teammate grabs your orb, they can pull you out of it and they can resurrect you.
They res you, yeah.
That's right.
It's
It's
another-
cool. It's pretty cool. It's different than in Apex Legends in that way. The idea of having infinite lives. This too. When you find shields in
Yeah,
the
we
world, a la
we did
the
Like the armor.
battle grounds type, or what are those fucking games called? Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah,
gosh.
yeah,
The
yeah,
battle
yeah.
royale of it all, where you're going out and fucking finding armor.
Yeah.
The way it works in this game is like you find armor and it stacks inside of your inventory, and
Yeah.
every time you die,
Right.
you just ditch the armor that you were just playing with.
Yeah.
And you just equip the next one on your respawn.
That's slick
So,
because then you're
I
not
thought so,
wasting
too.
time finding
Yeah.
more armor every time you respawn. That's
Yes,
a
yeah.
slick mechanic.
I thought that was pretty fucking
Yeah.
slick as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't mind the searching for guns in this game because you don't have to search for the attachments and the scope.
Yeah.
Basically, every gun you can slap a scope on
Yeah.
by just clicking in the
Which is
L3
interesting,
button while
yeah.
you're aiming down sights. Well,
Am
I was
I-
just like,
I'm sorry. Am I the only one? So I felt the fact that you have these characters that have abilities, and then you have to worry separately about a loadout. I don't know why, but I was expecting that each character would have their own set gun, their own set loadout, and I thought it felt kind of weird.
I believe they do.
Kind of, sort of.
Sort of. I guess I don't know.
Kind of
I
like
just-
Apex Legends, where certain characters start with certain guns.
Well, no. Oh, wait.
'Cause I felt like
haven't
the
played Apex
loadout
Legends in so
was-
long. I think
Isn't that a
Apex
thing?
Legends.
thought
Fuck
that
it.
was-
I'm not going to speak to
I'm not
Apex
sure.
Legends.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
pretty
love that game.
sure.
It's been up forever.
I'm pretty sure,
Hmm.
yes. I think the characters do start with different loadouts. Like I had a
Okay.
person that I played with his spawn with a shotgun.
Yeah.
But then I played with somebody else that spawned with listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't remember.
A lot.
But
it's a lot.
it
It's
is a
fair.
lot.
It's fair.
I will say the
It's
game
free. I'm
is
sorry,
free.
go ahead. It's free.
No,
Play
dude,
it.
that's the game is free
Try it.
and it looks good.
Free
It does,
free
yeah.
fit.
It looks very, very nice. It
The
looks very
gunplay
cool.
is solid. It's just like
gunplay's
playing
fine.
Apex Legends.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's Apex Legends with less of the battle royale intricacies with like this is a underhand grip level 2 that's not
Right.
as good with the grip. It's like
Right.
instead of the gun, it's just get a gun. Find a gun that's good for the character that you are. That leads me into the characters themselves. They have cool designs.
Yeah.
They look cool. I suggest finding one that you like because in the first round, I played as a character that sounded like they were going to be cool. It's a character that spawned these tree spites that throw
Yeah.
grenades, and
I
I was
played
like,
with that
cool.
guy, yeah.
It's a defender type,
Ah.
and I was like, this is not me. The
didn't
person that
understand. Oh, okay.
specializes on this phase of the gameplay.
yeah.
So it said I picked a character that focused on a different phase of the gameplay, which was the chick that has like the hawk that tracks you.
Yeah.
She's like a strategist. I think she's the only one on the roster, but she has a power that basically gives you like active wall hacks,
Yeah.
Right.
like on a blinking
Which
pattern.
I had a
and
lot
then-
with my team. I played a couple rounds. Yeah.
and it was
She's
a
really
totally
good.
different. I went, oh well, this makes the game I don't know. My summarization is that since the characters have enough different aspects between them, and there are 5 different modes of gameplay, they get pluses and minuses to the different phases of the game, which is cool and something that I have never seen before. You know what I mean?
That's a feather in its cap. I'd say that's a real positive that it does that.
Agree.
It's just the fact that it's so many different things and it's constantly like every 3 to 5 minutes, it's a totally different game.
And you got to go fast. You got to react fast to when shit is happening.
I think the fact that some characters are catered to certain parts of the actual game loop makes the 5v5 the superior round, because I think that you can cover all your bases more properly there if you're coordinating,
more sense.
obviously.
Which is funny because they launched with 3v3 and like a week or two later went, let's try a 5v5.
Well, the maps are also
now.
Too big. Honestly, the maps are too big for 3v3 in my opinion.
I agree wholeheartedly. I think the 5v5,
interesting.
First of all, you have the like you said, sort of the you have upped percentage of at least accidentally getting some synergy.
Yeah.
And then secondly, the maps. there will in the maps there will be like two big dungeons on each map at least. And only one of them usually is going to be the place where the sword spawns. And so of course you can all rush to that one and split the loot amongst you. But wouldn't it be smarter for like you go to where the sword is going to spawn? Me and these 2 guys, you 3 go there. Me and this guy are going to go to the other dungeon to loot it to split the
would make an interesting esport.
Yeah.
In the way that American Gladiators was fun as shit to watch.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's
because
funny.
it was the same people with the same basic premises doing completely different things. Looting and shooting, and then firefighting with each other, and then trying to defend their teammate, and then trying to siege the other team's base, and then you're like you said, you go from MOBA to looter shooter to Counter-Strike to tower defense. Like
I think that, like I said, if you maybe have 5 friends that are not doing anything, you could all get this game and
definitely give it a try.
Learn
for sure.
Yeah.
A character that you like, and then all of you could agree on a base that you like based on the characters and the guns and the that you like.
It's like I said, it's just free. You have nothing to lose. But
it's fucking free.
Time.
You know what?
You have nothing to lose but your time.
All the things that Mac mentioned, though, it doesn't make the game not fun just because you don't pick the right base
100%.
Or you don't synergize with your heroes that you pick, or you don't find the gun that you like right away. It doesn't make the game not fun. No. It's just a lot to absorb.
Yeah.
All right. So I think that does it for our discussion on Highguard.
I think so.
Go watch the donkey thing and tell us that we're stupid. Anyhow, all right.
I'll watch that now.
I'm pretty sure he rags on it. We are going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to do our What Else You Got and head on out of here. See you on the other side.
Now it's time for the advanced brief. Every warden is unique. So is every base. Find the base that best suits your unique skills and tactics. Change your loadout and secure the base. When the dome unlocks, your wall I'll give you the signal. Don't forget to harvest once you have the shield breaker. During the other team tries, no one will be able to respawn. Work on mastering these tips, and you will become a true warden of Highguard.
All right, we're back, and it's time for our What Else You Got? The segment of our show where we can bring anything to the table, be it video game or otherwise. My favorite section of the show.
Mac's gonna go first.
Yeah, I'm gonna go first because I have the most exciting news.
Yeah.
I got engaged
Woo,
to be
damn.
wed. So my player 2 is official. There, we got the new Cult of the Lamb Woolhaven DLC waiting for us to just rip into those cultists and make them eat each other in order to gain experience points.
Adorable.
That's not how marriage works.
That is in
That's
that
exactly how
game
marriage
you can
works.
force people to get married for the morale of it all.
Now they're just Amish.
We went to you know what? You can choose to. Anyhow, we went to the Everglades to do so,
Very cool.
which was fun. We went camping in the Everglades. We live here in Orlando, not to dox myself too much, but so it was like a 4 to 5 hour drive to get there. And I went during a historic cold snap where the average temperature saw a record low of 40 years. And you know what? that was actually the best decision
I was
because
gonna
no
say,
bugs.
that's cool. Yeah.
Nary a
Oh,
single fucking
yeah.
bug. If you know anything about the national park system or the Everglades or whatever, you know that it's the basically only place in the continental United States that has tropical weather almost year round.
Yeah.
So even
AKA
normally
mosquitoes.
Oh,
yes. Which if you're in a state that doesn't have mosquitoes, count your blessings because here in
Right.
Florida, holy fuck, they're so
Yeah.
goddamn annoying to deal with when you're camping. I'll say this too, Buck, you'll get a kick out of this. No raccoons.
Too cold.
Not
It
a
was too
single
cold,
raccoon,
and they
no.
have a problem with these pythons that are
Yes,
killing
down
all
south.
the small mammal
sorry?
life. An invasive
Yes.
species of pythons
Sure.
have killed like something like 20.
Welcome to Florida, folks.
So
Yes.
I'm from that area, and they have yearly python hunts to go
Perfect.
out and get rid of them. Yeah.
maybe
We talked-
maybe I'll trade those earthquakes for some of our animals.
It was so much better to camp without fucking every 3 seconds be like, what the fuck was that? And then turning and it's a fucking raccoon like halfway inside of your cooler. Like,
Yeah.
and you're like, get the fuck out of here, you piece of shit.
Did you forget to close the tent again? He got all my granola bars. Son of a bitch.
It's so funny. But yeah, it was beautiful. But the other thing I wanted to mention is I've been watching a show. I've been watching, Buck, I don't know if you've been watching this, the new Game of Thrones, A Night of the Seven
Oh
Kingdoms.
yeah.
No.
It is a spin-off, if you don't know, of Game of Thrones. I think there's like 4 episodes out now or something like this.
Yeah.
It's a spin-off.
Oh, this
of
is the one with the guy that has the 10-inch prosthetic penis, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that is.
It's
What a great thing to get cast for, because doesn't matter if it's real or not. Forever, he's the dude with the
With the giant
10-inch
cock.
dong.
yeah. You can be like, have you seen my acting reel? This is me in Game of Thrones. Yeah. Is that real? What's up? Yeah. Is that a prosthetic?
So anyway, you wanna
I'll
go-
never tell.
You want to go back to my place?
It's a comedy
Mm-hmm.
where the tone is just
It's a comedy?
not the tone has not landed yet. It's 4 episodes in, and I'm like, what are we doing here?
I'm like Knight's Tale is the same vibe that I'm getting from
Huge,
the movie.
huge Knight's Tale vibes.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Like
The Heath Ledger movie.
Heath Ledger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was a great movie.
But what they haven't done, which Knight's Tale did, was like
Heath Ledger's 12-inch penis.
Well, in Knight's Tale,
Right
you
there.
remember they do a lot of modern referential humor where they'll play Queen
Yeah,
during
they
the
play
scene
We
when
Will
he's getting
Rock You,
pumped
yeah.
up, or
Yeah.
they just Knight's Tale has a lighter tone. Game of Thrones, Night of the Seven Kingdoms takes place in the Game of Thrones universe, and they
There's
do
nothing
absolutely
lighthearted about the Red Wedding.
they do zero twisting of. There's no jaunty music playing at any time that to like get you in the mood to be funny. But nothing is so. There's never been a moment thus far that has that Game of Thrones like anything can happen vibe. You know what I mean? It's just kind of been like it revolves around a guy who is a hedge knight, which is a knight that has like it's like it's a lowborn knight. That's
Okay.
what it is. So it's
Okay.
someone who started their life as a commoner and somehow worked themselves up to knighthood.
Okay.
A hedge knight has a apprentice, the main character. He dies in the first
Squire.
episode.
Okay.
And so this new guy is trying to enter a lancing tournament or whatever you call those, a game of fucking medieval
Joust.
times style jousting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Much like the Heath Ledger movie aforementioned. And the first 4 episodes so far have really revolved around him having a difficulty getting into the tournament because he has no proof that he's a knight, really, other than like he's telling everyone that his master knighted him before he died. But according to these flashbacks, like not really. I don't know. The sense of humor. Here's the funniest thing that's happened in the show. In one of the there's a moment where the guy said, "Yeah, he made me a knight. He told me so before he died." And then there's a flashback to him with his master as a kid, and they're riding horses, and he goes, and it's him as a child. And he goes, "So you're gonna make me a knight once before you die, right?" And he's got a terrible speech impediment. And then the other guy just says nothing, and then it comes back to him, and he's like, "So?" And then,
So
like,
it's supposed to be a comedy? Like it's not.
Yeah,
It's not just funny because you're finding funny moments. It's
No,
supposed to be a
it's
comedy.
it's a comedy. Yeah.
the main supporting actor. Let me finish this sentence before you react. The main supporting actor
Mm-hmm.
is a child actor who is completely bald, like alopecia style. His name is Egg.
Yes.
His name is
real-
Egg.
Egg.
The character's name?
The character's name is Egg.
So, okay.
So that's the type of humor we're dealing with, right? So it's just like, wow.
But
I don't
it lands
know.
like if Monty Python had like John Williams music playing behind it.
Like,
Like,
yes.
is this still funny?
Kind of.
Is this still funny?
It's not even as funny as Monty Python. It's
Well,
really
Sure.
fine.
Huh.
And slay me if you think that I that opinion is weird. But yeah, that's
That's
my
how
what
you
else
get
you got.
comments on YouTube video.
Yeah, Night of the Seven Kingdoms is mid so
Huh.
far. I have
Okay.
there's so far been like one scene where in which like a Lannister sub royal guy has stumbled upon the tournament and he challenges this one guy, and there you go. Okay, well technically someone could die here. And Game of Thrones, it's not
Yeah.
beyond them to kill somebody.
Usually two people die here.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. And spoilers, nobody dies.
Ah.
So you're just like,
Because that's not funny, right?
Okay.
He turned me into a newt.
Yeah, so
What about
I don't
that?
know if I can recommend it, but if you're a Game of Thrones, I'll tell you what the best part of it is. It made me start watching Game of Thrones with a person who hasn't seen it in our house.
Yes.
So we went back to old Game of Thrones. We were like, let's just watch this. This show is really fucking good. So yeah, that's my what else you got this week. Game of Thrones, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and getting engaged to my player 2. Buck,
Great job.
what have you got for us
Fuck
this
yeah.
week?
A compilation of words I never thought I'd get to say in my life. I was unaware of a new car combat game coming out, and I was personally recommended by David Jaffe of a new Carmageddon game.
Say no more.
Our dear friend,
How
Jaffe.
all like when it first happened, I was like, that was really fucking cool. The guy who created Twisted Metal just recommended a new Carmageddon game to me. I played them both back in the day and obviously preferred Twisted Metal more. There is a new Carmageddon game out. Carmageddon Rogue Shift. Play on words because it is a rogue light.
Oh shit! I did
What?
not realize that.
So pick a car. You start with one car, throws you in and says, it gives you a Slay the Spire looking tree and says, do this race. And you go, okay. And you do the race and you come out and you earn points and then you upgrade. Want to switch to this weapon? Want to go from missile launchers to machine guns? Want to upgrade your, yeah.
Is it? Are there other players in the race or no? This is a
No.
one play.
This whole game is centered around being a one player game. So
I'm
it
sold.
plays like Burnout
Dude,
with weapons.
Okay.
what
I'm
a
sold.
good idea!
Hold
Oh
on.
my
So-
fucking god,
So
bro.
you can do
Right
that
now.
sideward slam
Oh.
that makes no sense physics in real world, but it's fun as shit in games. So you can play as a car that's better at does more damage while slamming. Do a sideways slam. Game goes into a slowdown mode for just a fraction of a second, just like Burnout. And if you blow them up, goes into a slowdown mode just for a fraction of a second, just like Burnout. Drops
Cool.
wrench items to heal
Very
you.
cool.
Drops weapon upgrades, kind of like a Wipeout or one of those. It really reminds me of like the newer Death Race movies, like where they have to
Yes.
run over the icon to initialize their weapon for a shot or two. So you have railguns and missile launchers and all these different types of guns. But since it's a roguelite, you start with like one car and then you get to X amount. And then it has this upgrade thing that kind of looks like the one in Arc Raiders, where there's like 4 or 5 or 6 upgrades. And once you get them all or most of them, you can see level 2 and level 3. And that's how you unlock more cars. You unlock more upgrades, but some of them are permanent, like you get 5% health to all your cars forever. And some of them are things that are like your bashing ability is better, meaning it will show up in the shops during runs and you can buy it for that run.
Pretty cool.
And so you can
Wow.
look at the different races in the Slay the Spire style tree and go, oh, here's one where I have to stay in first for 30 seconds to get the bonus. Here's one where I have to destroy 3 cars to get the bonus. I'm better at destroying cars, or I'm a faster car. I can do this one better. So you can earn more points. Then, periodically, it funnels you down to a boss. and you have to go up against a boss, like a giant tanker truck or a small gang of like outraider guys. It's in like a wasteland, zombies all over the place settings. There's even one car that like doesn't fight back at all because he's fast as hell. His name is Jet Ass.
Fuck yes, dude.
And he's just fast as shit, and you have to race him and you have to beat him, and he is a run ender for me because I play the all around cars. I've unlocked like 5 or 6 cars now, and I don't know how many more there are, but they're all over the place. One of them that has the greatest top speed, but its handling is shit, and I'm terrible with it. But you can get really good at, doing the side ramping, and since it's single player, the cars you're destroying, there's other cars that come in. I guess these races are pseudo illegal because outside of the actual racers in the race, there are like police patrol cars that will just drive in off the mountainside and all of a sudden get in your way and try to run you off the course or try to shoot you and other players, but you can destroy them to get, health and item power-ups.
Who made this?
I guess I don't even know.
Hold
it's
on.
Not the Karma.
I got it right here.
34 big things. That's the name of the developer.
Really?
34 big thing. Oh,
dude.
Wait, did they make Redout? Hold up.
Why are there so many?
They did. They're the guys that made Redout. Holy shit. The guys that made the Wipeout and Wipeout XL clone, Redout, are the same guys that made this, the Carmageddon.
Wow. This
is an
rocks,
actual Carmageddon
dude.
Game.
Carmageddon Rogue Shift. How much is this bad boy? Do you remember?
$35.
Dude, David Jaffe, thank you, sir.
Look,
this
you're not
is
going to play it forever.
Awesome.
You're not going to play it forever because the loop, is what it is, and it's still they're building the game. But for $35, I cannot complain about how much fun I'm having. It has that one more run syndrome to it. Pick a different car, unlocked a couple new upgrades. I'm going to try this one. No, I really like this one. There's they just
amazing.
Man, we have the family share max, so you definitely have to try it out.
Fuck yeah. Carmageddon Rogue Shift. This runs incredible.
Great on the Steam Deck.
Go check it out on Steam. Raph, what else have you got for us this week, sir?
Not a lot of crazy stuff. I've been slowly progressing in Elden Ring, and I was telling Mac earlier, I am at the final boss.
Wow, you're a champ, man.
I'm at the final boss.
Fuck.
But I will say that final boss was it kind of frustrating me. So I went ahead and I just got Shadow of the Erd Tree. So I just jumped into Shadow of the Erd Tree to just get away from that for a little bit, get a little stronger, come back and beat the shit out of that guy. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I also last night finally got around to watching Godzilla -1.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Podcasters, listeners, you're about to listen to me and Raph talk about this movie for the first time now. Buckle in.
Really?
What do you think?
I actually really liked it.
Really?
I don't think it was in any way, shape. It wasn't as good as Shin Godzilla. But it was just different. I think it's different. I think it is still good. It's arguably one of the best Godzilla movies I've ever seen.
I loved it. I absolutely adored this movie. I went into it not knowing that it was a post-World War setting, all the things it had.
So Shin Godzilla is cosmic terror. It is on a scale that is literally world-ending, it feels like. The ending to Shin Godzilla feels less like a victory and more like pushing back a cosmic terror that you just can't understand that is probably eventually going to kill you. This movie felt a lot more personal. It was on a very, very personal level. It deals a lot with the main character's PTSD and his survivor's guilt. A lot of the characters actually have survivor's guilt in this movie, and it's just how they deal with it is very different. The girl that he's with also in a lot of ways has survivor's guilt, and I feel like even the lady with the children, like she's angry. She's dealing with the whole thing with anger. The main character, it's not so much the kamikaze thing that he's upset about. It's, I think, the ultimate like failure that he goes through in the beginning.
That's a very Japanese thing.
It is. The movie felt very Japanese. It felt very Japanese.
I know Mac doesn't like this one as much.
I know. It feels Japanese in a very different way. Shin Godzilla felt very Japanese in that they were. It's
about
almost,
now Japan.
Yes.
You know what, Mac? Look at this kind of like Batman. You can have long Halloween Batman, and you can have, Court of Owls Batman.
I understand. But only one of them was nominated for an Oscar, and it was the one that I think was not as good.
Oh,
that's
just
true.
Saying.
Yeah, Shin Godzilla was nominated for an or not Shin. I'm sorry, Godzilla -1.
I think it won an Oscar.
I think it did, but I think it's something for like special effects.
It was
or
special.
I don't think it was.
It
was which. This movie does a really good job with that. And I also like appreciate it I'm a big Godzilla fan. I grew up watching Godzilla movies as a kid. I grew up watching like a whole bunch of them. I love them. Even the bad ones. This one had like the same, something about it just felt like an older Godzilla movie. And the fact that Godzilla is the size of the original Godzilla, which is the smallest that Godzilla has been.
Right.
He's tiny.
As big as a monster, yeah.
Okay.
He's very tiny in the beginning, but he gets bigger later on in the movie as he gets exposed to radiation and whatnot. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. I like the whole, like, this... They didn't really know who he was, but there was, like, fishing villages that kind of were like, oh, this creature that lives in the ocean that we kind of know about, but then he gets the radioactive breath later on. I thought the radioactive breath in this movie was pretty fucking awesome. I think Shin Godzilla's was way cooler, though. Like, that whole, like... They're like, yeah, it was really cool. But I don't know, man. I dug this movie. It was a very personal sort of Shin Godzilla. I couldn't really tell you anything about really a lot of the characters in that movie. In this movie, you have like, it almost felt like the movie Jaws, like this like smaller cast of characters.
I think that's what I liked about it.
It very much felt like Jaws.
People than the monster, right?
Really, yeah. And Shin Godzilla for me, like that movie was just like
I'm going to push back on that because Shin Godzilla is more about the people of Japan.
Right, and that's what I'm saying.
In Shin Godzilla, the entire country becomes an amorphous blob that has to connect all of their intelligence together. Hold on, let me finish. Connect all their intelligence together in order to beat, as you mentioned, this force that is the most unprecedented, aka the atomic bomb, force of destruction they've ever encountered up to this date. You are correct, and your assessment is saying this is more like a classic Godzilla movie, where in which the problem is solved by one kooky-haired rogue scientist who looks like a Japanese Einstein that you got from Walmart. And that shit annoyed the fuck out of me.
I like that. I like
it. Found Godzilla-heimer.
Yeah.
He's literally like, oh, I've got a crazy idea. What if we sunk him down to the ocean and then lifted him back up really quick? And it's just like, and they're like, you're crazy, old man. That would never work. You have gray hair that frizzes out to the edges of it.
Isn't that because he worked on something like that and he realized like his life's work would be helpful in that situation?
Look, I'm just saying, the original Godzilla 1954 in tone feels more like Shin Godzilla, but the way that they ended that was literally by hitting him with an oxygen bomb that sucked all of the oxygen out of the ocean and turned into a big skeleton.
Let's be clear. The way that they finish that movie is he gets a super kamikaze jet that he's going to use to fly out. Just
blows his fucking dome off.
So the character's hero's journey goes from he feels bad about not committing suicide in the act of duty, and at the end of the end of the movie, he thinks he is going to redeem himself by killing himself in a
but that's the thing, though.
I was just like, that's so sad, dude. Why the fuck would you do that? I know he doesn't, but that's what he thinks. That's what he's letting
because they flash back. They flash back to before he goes on the mission, how the guy was like, no, I set this up. He tells him, live. At the end of the movie, and this happened, like he made this decision before the end of the movie. Before he did that, he decided he was going to live because he had a reason to live. He also found something that he was willing to die for. That's why he didn't do the kamikaze thing, because it was fucking stupid. But
that is the crux of what's happening at the end. They're literally like, we invented you a super kamikaze jet. Will you kill yourself or not? And it's just like, I hope he doesn't fucking kill himself. He's the main character of the movie. That would be, why can't they figure out another...
I think the crux of the movie wasn't really the kamikaze thing. I think it was his failure after his quote-unquote act of cowardice. He came back and then he... in another act of cowardice, couldn't fire on Godzilla. He froze up. That's the PTSD.
Cowardice for not shooting on Godzilla? Come on. Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. Why are they being so mean on the main character?
Because it's Japanese, man.
And you know why it really failed?
Japanese mentality.
They failed to actually kill that lady in the only impactful scene in the movie. The scene where he does the awesome radiation breath that you're talking about.
Yeah,
I went, holy fuck.
That was cool.
Godzilla has officially affected the main character's journey in a way other than you should have killed yourself in battle, bitch. Like, it's like, that sucks, dude. Like, at least here, it's like Godzilla just killed your girlfriend. He fucking, now what are you going to do? But then it's like, actually, she's alive. And it's like, oh, come the fuck on. Why the fuck? Why didn't you just have her be dead? Who cares?
I think it's also just because
whatever. Godzilla minus one's fine.
It's less about Godzilla. It's less about Godzilla and it's more about the main character. But I don't know. It's just a very different movie.
It's more about the characters and I didn't like them.
Oh man, well that's the thing. That's the thing. I liked the characters. I thought they were all fun. I liked that they were all individual, like individually very, very unique. But Shin Godzilla for me, I think is still the superior movie. Don't get me wrong, but I still really like this movie. This is probably my second favorite Godzilla movie now after Shin.
Good movie.
Yeah,
damn, wow.
The first favorite being the one with Matthew Broderick.
I guess I was about to say, if I had to stack them all, I guess it is technically the second best Godzilla movie. It's if you like classic campy Godzilla, you will like this movie. If you don't like thinking about politics and the state of the Japanese Defense Force and their, you know what I mean, like their sovereignty with their ability to defend themselves as a nation, then yeah, you'll probably like Godzilla minus one better.
But this movie, this movie absolutely, like that's what I was gonna get at before, is that they both criticize Japan in different ways. I think because they do also talk about how he's like, oh, the Japanese government, they're not doing anything because they're incredibly secretive. And there's a scene where one of the characters literally says, he's like, this country's never going to fucking change. He says that like after talking about how like they didn't tell us anything. They're never going to fucking change. And yeah, I don't know. I think in a lot of ways it does criticize it just differently.
Interesting.
Takes a less nationalistic approach.
To each their own. I guess if you want to, if you want to watch a piece of shit Godzilla movie.
Mac basically was just like, let's agree to disagree.
You brought up like the worst one because I know how much he liked Godzilla.
Shin Godzilla moves
Shin Godzilla is amazing.
Every time I watch it.
Don't get me wrong, I've got that one right here too.
Lobbyists clubbing in
my favorite Godzilla.
All right, that is a perfect place to end this episode of the Game Treasure Podcast. Thank you so much, dear listener or watcher, for getting to the end of another episode. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell your friends, pretty please, with sugar on top. If you are just listening to this on your podcast app, go to YouTube, like us there. I'm going to be very candid with you. We've gotten a huge boost from our David Jaffe episode. That was so fantastic. We need more viewing hours. We need you to watch the podcast in its entirety on YouTube. And I know it's
playing in
weird
the background, whatever,
and very upfront to say this, but if all of you who subscribe to this could watch one episode of the podcast a year, we could get monetized, which would just make it so where I didn't have to do so many shifts at the gym and that I could edit more and do better things. We might start working with Mr. Jaffe soon, just on the low. That it'll just help so much. Anyhow, please go to YouTube, watch us, subscribe, tell your friends. Linktree/the GTP for all of our merch and our a link to our Patreon, Patreon/the GTP. We have our UFO 50 deep dive up there and the extra long David Jaffe interview. So it's 2 hours of us talking to David Jaffe. If you could support us, that would be super fantastic. We want to thank Crunkwitch for the use of our theme song, Clash of the Droids. You can find them on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you can find music on the internet. They're a fantastic prog rock, I don't even know, like electronic band. It's a duo. They're good. And of course, last but not least, we got to thank the Megabuck and RetroGameTreasure.com. RetroGameTreasure.com is a subscription service that helps you grow your retro game collection. The easy way. So the way it works, you become a member, you tell Buck what consoles you have and what genres/subgenres of video games you are interested in collecting. And then at the end of the month, he compiles a custom box of video games that he sends to you that you are allowed to keep in perpetuity. So go now, start collecting video games the easy way with RetroGameTreasure.com. Anyhow, until next week, my name is Max Stein, and I love the Game Treasure Podcast. It's so bad.
It's so bad.